play with us.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a long run. 15 miles. I ran with my friend for 8 miles. We ran like towards East Lansing from McGuire Park,
Mm-hmm.
and then came back. And then he left, and I still had 7 more miles. And I'm like, oh,
Oh my God.
I'm just hoping I'm done by noon.
Yeah, like I said, I was like, I could do part of it with you. Like I would be a good warm up partner, and then I'd be like, bye.
What's
good luck.
part like a mile too? Like,
Oh God, I haven't ran in forever, so I don't know anymore.
I think like having a pacer is a good idea. Having
Yeah.
somebody that helps you run.
Right.
Because like the first 8 miles with my friend Cipriano, like we just, I don't know, just chatted. We got into a rhythm, and he helped me keep pace.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then after he left, I had to like
Pace yourself.
pace myself, which actually was a lot faster than the pace with him. But
Yeah, I mean that's why I like running on like trails and off road because I hate running in busy neighborhoods or busy streets.
well, then you got to
Because
stop all
you
the
have
time.
to like stop for cars or like go
I don't
around. It throws me off, and I'm just like, this isn't even enjoyable. I thought I was doing good, and you just threw me off.
I don't even stop anymore. I typically just run out, and like, I mean, unless there's a car like right there. Otherwise, they can slow down.
Good luck. Hope you're prepared to jump on the hood or something. If they don't stop,
Yeah,
just
spin.
do one of those superhero moves and just on the hood of the car.
Yeah, I don't know. I ran a trail yesterday, or didn't run. I rode a bike on a trail yesterday in Grand Rapids,
Okay.
where I plan on doing my marathon, and it's a really nice trail. But what I liked about it was at a park, and then so you park the car, and then you can jump on the trail right there.
Yeah.
And you can also take it to like John Ball Zoo and like other places in
nice.
town.
Yeah.
But what was nice about it is it was a giant loop. Like I believe it was like 7-ish miles around. And so like that's the trail that I will be
Okay.
running. But I really like that. I'm like, man, I wish Lansing had something like this.
Right.
Other than Hawk Island. Like Hawk Island's like,
Yeah. The trails there and the river trail. And I mean, the last time I went on the river trail by myself, I got yelled at by some homeless people.
really? Where were you running at?
I mean, I guess it was like more of a walk.
Or were they
But
like telling you to speed up?
No, nothing. I was literally just walking, and you know, like the Michigan Midwestern, like you kind of smile and work and like the smirk, not work. And you awkwardly like say hi to people. And so I was doing one of those, and I was awkward smirk, hey. And then she didn't say anything to me when I said that. But then like when I came back and turned around because of the construction by Lansing Shuffle, she yelled at me to just shut up.
Wow.
I was like, yeah, it was very loud, and I
Well, that's
was-
probably somebody that has mental illness for sure.
Still startled me.
I ran that way not too long ago with my friend Zorro, and there was 2 homeless people that we ran into, like not literally run into, but they were like, one dude was sleeping under a bridge, and then another guy was sleeping at a bus stop, like an enclosed bus stop. And I was like, oof,
Yeah.
man, what would that be like?
I don't know. I mean, some days I feel like I'm about to find out with the prices of everything. And yeah, it's like my rent went up, and I was just like, what did I agree to last year when I renewed?
Well, what's crazy is like I've been homeless before.
Really?
Like, yeah, as a kid, I was homeless.
Oh, no.
Like legit been homeless, like living in a hotel room and at times in a vehicle. But we were put up by the Red Cross
Okay.
in a hotel room and for a few weeks. But yeah, what's crazy about that? Like I remember that and I remember thinking like, I don't ever want to experience that in life. And especially as an adult, somebody that
Yeah.
has kids, like I would never want my kids to go through that.
Right.
And so like it's interesting to like see like older like people like in Lansing, like the people that we ran by were like older.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like 50s, maybe 60s. It's like what went wrong in your life to where this is where you ended up? Was it mental illness? Was it just not a lack of opportunity? Like what was it?
Yeah, it's always crazy. like this whole story too, because I saw the Pod Meets World show last night. And so as adults, like we're going back over Boy Meets World and all the life lessons you learn. And you remember Sean, he lived in the trailer park. And that one episode where his dad gets up and leaves to go searching for his wife across the country. And he took the house because they live in the trailer and basically left his kid homeless in Philadelphia. And so I mean, as a kid watching that, it's like, you know, it was always upbeat and stuff. And Chet was always like a great guy and just had that sense of humor. But then as adults, they're rewatching it. We're rewatching it with them. And they're like, how dark is that to have your mom leave, your dad take off to go find her and take the house. And then you're feeling like left and unwanted living with your best friend. And then ultimately the teacher takes you in. And it's like,
that's wild.
I never picked up on that as a kid because, like, yes, I knew it happened, but like I said, like all the characters were just like so supportive of each other and loving, and yeah.
Where do you think like a storyline like that comes from? Like, is it from somebody that experienced something like that, or was it just like I mean, because every story is like inspired by something, right? Generally.
I should have asked that. There was like a Q&A last night, and I was just like, I had like nothing because I wasn't prepared. I was so focused on embarrassing my daughter, and I was like, but that's a good question. I'll go to another show and I'll ask.
Because like, I mean, yeah, I would think that that's inspired by something.
Mm-hmm. Probably, yeah. It's like all I know was I learned where the name Topanga comes from. But that's
where does it come from?
There's actually a Topanga Canyon in California.
Okay,
and it's legitimately where all the hippies hang out.
Okay.
And so, yeah, they said one of the producers was driving by and somebody called at the time, and yeah, her name is Topanga because of Topanga Canyon.
Wow. How inspiring.
I know.
Oh, I'm sorry about this. I feel like just mentally drained. I don't know.
No
it's
worries.
weird. I'm trying to like get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, talking. Whatever. We're doing it.
We're doing it. We're doing
fine.
it. Yeah. So what's been new? I know that since the last time you were on the podcast, you met with somebody from New York, correct?
Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How did that go? What was that like? And how did that come about?
Oh my gosh, she is an absolute angel. So, I've been pretty candid about like the FDA current rules, regulations, and whatnot, and I posted it on my Instagram. And so she volunteers for this restaurant now, Tiffin Indian Cuisine. They also have reusables for all their stuff. And so when she saw my post from the Ingham County Health Department about the restrictions and what I need to do, she was just like, oh, we had to fight the same restriction. Call me.
Wow.
So I called her on Father's Day and we talked, and I had this massive headache because I didn't know what to do. Like what I went in with the health department, I had what I thought was a standard operating procedure that I took from updated food codes. And they're like, no, this is your reference material. This isn't a standard operating procedure. And so I was just like, oh my God, what do I do? It's like, it's common sense. The chemicals kill like 99.9% of germs. Like, don't store it in funky places. Like use common sense. You know,
right.
Something's nasty. Like,
yeah.
And so, yeah, she was just telling me that I don't need to spend a bunch of money on third-party testing because I was quoted like anywhere from $9,000 to $16,000 for that. And I didn't, but it's like, what else do I do? And that company, they have experience applying for variances with the health department. And so I thought like that was my best bet. And she goes, no, why do they create restrictions when you can just variance your way around it? They just want a filing fee. And I was like, that's a fair point.
So what do you have to do now?
Well, her being the angel that she is, and like this whole cause is very near and dear to her heart, she actually emailed me all the forms and what got their health department there to approve with their standard operating procedure, and it's already translated in Spanish.
Wow. So
yeah.
So is this something this is the FDA?
Yeah, the FDA.
So it's federal.
Puts out the food code, and the states choose when to adopt a new one.
Oh, okay.
So each state, like some states are like more with it and more current. Other states are like lagging
Michigan.
behind.
Like
yeah.
Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how do you get them to update that?
I'm still trying to figure that out. I've Googled it and we're like, who adopts it? Like, because I've just shown up at like random things to talk to city people, senators, and just.
And what is the response? Because I know that you're always like, every time I have a politician on, you're like, tell them about my business.
I know, tell them about it.
So what is the typical response when you talk to somebody who's a politician or a public figure?
Actually, a lot of people like my idea and they're not aware it's a restriction.
Wow.
Yeah. And they're like, has anything been introduced? And I'm just like, I was like, you're in there. I'm not.
Wow. So who do you have to talk to in order to get it changed? Like, who's the person in charge?
I don't know. Like,
let's call them out. Who is it?
I know. If anybody knows, please tell us. Like, now I'm kind of leaning towards MDART again because I thought it was them initially who adopts the food code. But yeah, do a Google search. Like, I've Googled it before, but it's like no clear cut answer that just, it wants you to dig. Just like with the variance form. It's like, once you get a variance from the health department, you realize it is nowhere on their website, and you have to like get a meeting and ask for it.
Would it be in Michigan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Food and Drug Administration. Mm-hmm. So was it updated the last time in 2009?
Yep.
Wow. So Michigan Food Code right here, 2009. Chapters 1 through 8. Does it list anybody who worked on it?
Not that I recall. Like, I remember it was like section 4.13 or something that states the whole thing, because I've been through it a few times.
How many pages is it? Oh, it's 219. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Okay. So what part of this pertains to you?
I think it's in section 4.
Where's that at?
Scroll. I think it's like page in the 60s or 70s.
Oh.
Why do I still know this?
I mean, you should, right?
I mean, I do, but yeah. This is how many times I've been through it.
60s?
I think, yeah, it's like late 60s, early 70 pages. No. Wait. We're in part 3 now, so wait, back down. No, cooking freezing. Nope. Further down.
Okay.
Oh, maybe later 70s. Okay. Nope.
Keep going.
Yeah. Section 4, I know that much. Oh, was I way off with my page numbers? Damn it. I tried.
Would it be this? Food identity, presentation, and premises labeling?
Mm-mm.
Contaminated food. Right here?
Yeah, I think it's equipment, utensils, and linens.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's part of the characteristics: safe, durable, and.
So, what part of this are you like? What part of this affects your business, and what part of it keeps you from just starting your business?
Okay, so right now people can bring in their own containers, but the utensils the restaurant uses, they cannot touch the container in any way because you don't know
what they're bringing in.
Yeah, some people don't wash well, and
you have to have a way to properly sanitize these.
Right.
So how would you do that?
So, like, as a third party, that's the part that's not allowed. Like, if anybody wants reusables delivered, or just have it ready for pickup and not bring in their own container and have to wait around for like 20 minutes for their meal to cook. That's my struggle because I'm the third party. But like I said, there's nothing new that really needs to be done because all the dishwashers that are commercial and in restaurants, they are designed to kill like practically all of the germs.
So the problem is taking a container out of a restaurant and then bringing it back. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the part they're concerned with. But they said I could do it for non-potentially hazardous foods, which is like your bread with, just bread pretty much. And
So have you partnered with any other restaurants other than Aaron and
not
Abundance
yet,
Cafe?
because people are interested, but when you work so hard to start something, everybody, they're like, oh yeah, let me know when it's legal.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you get approval from the health department, then we're down. And I mean, I don't blame them. You spend like your whole life building something, and you don't want like one little bad thought out thing to bring it down.
Right. So in the places where they do this, what is their food code?
Not 2009, like 2013, 2017. I know Michigan was going to do it pre-COVID.
Yeah, I remember you
but
telling me.
yeah, they didn't circle back to it. But in that COVID time, I think 2021 is the last one the FDA did, because they update it every 4 years. And so I think they were like, oh, well, at this point, let's just read the new one and adopt the newest one. But at the same time, it is also like time and money, because as I've cleaned out a kitchen, I found like the little books from the 2009 food code. So they will have to send updated guides to like all the food businesses in the area. And I bet that is probably time consuming and costly.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Why is it so difficult? Why is everything got to be difficult?
I know. It's like, I thought this was my toned down version because I wanted a zero waste restaurant. And then I was just like, I'll just make it easier. How about I meet people where they are and I'll just wash the dish. Washing dishes is apparently more complicated than anybody could ever imagine.
How many people on average use your service?
It depends on like the time of year and what Aaron's cooking. So I think roughly 20-ish people a week on average. Yeah, it's summer, like when people are gone. But yeah, I know shawarma week is big when she does that.
Oh, that sounds good.
So yeah, it's usually anywhere from 50 to 80 containers that go out with her once a week orders. And so we're over like 2,000 items saved from the landfill just from her once a week deliveries.
Have you heard anything about the East Lansing? Because I know that at one point you were saying East Lansing was struggling to with their trash service.
Oh,
Have you heard anything about that?
I haven't, because the developer that I was talking to from East Lansing, he was one of the many people that up and quit, and he
quit his job.
Yeah, he quit his job because of some behind the scenes stuff. I know, I don't really know, but that's about all I know. And so he actually got a new job in Ohio, where he's from, with his family. So he is no longer here, and I no longer have inside details.
Gotcha. Well, that's frustrating.
Yeah.
And I know that at one point you had said MSU was implementing the same thing on campus.
Yeah, they were trying to, because that's what the Ingham County Health Department told me. They're like, oh yeah, MSU came to us too, and we haven't approved a variance for them yet either. For
them, I would think it would be easy, because they're not really necessarily taking it out, right?
Yeah, it's like out of the cafeterias into dorm rooms and having students like returning them. But
right.
Yeah.
I mean, because you could start. Yeah, I would assume for them it wouldn't be a big deal,
right? And they have all the money and resources, and so like that was like kind of like off-putting, and I got myself down. I was just like, damn, if MSU can't do it.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
But I can do it.
That's super frustrating.
I can do it.
You can do it.
I can do it.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the attitude, right?
Yeah.
That's the attitude you need to have.
Right. And because again, I don't know, like it is an idea and it is on their radar, but I don't know how much time or resources they are spending to it. Like all their employees, you have a list of things to do every day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe a group of people they're not working on it every day. It's like maybe a downtime project or something. I don't know.
Well, and it might not be a priority.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, because if they don't care about like waste, then what's the incentive?
Right. So I don't know. Yeah. There's lots of big people that won't talk to me yet, but one day they will.
Who are you trying to talk to? Obviously I know that you're trying to talk to any politicians that you can.
Yeah.
But who's that one person that you're like, I want to talk to them about this specifically? Like that person might actually make a difference.
Oh my God, anybody with a louder voice with a megaphone.
So like a governor?
Yeah, something like that. I kind of beat myself up every time I see like little posts about the city of like the mayor, the governor, we're here. And I was like, damn it, why didn't I go to that? It's like when they did the re-inauguration, I was like kicking myself because like I knew, I went, I voted, and then I totally forgot about that ceremony. And I was just like, you are so dumb.
Ceremonies are the last thing I want to go to.
I know, but I do what I got to do.
You sent me that thing for the city council, and I'm like, yeah, I have no desire to go. I think I was running that day, and he was like, that's more important.
Right.
I don't care.
Yeah. Well,
Speaking of like politicians, holy cow.
yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, cancellation.
You got some press
I got
out there.
some heat. I got some heat for that one. That was bad.
I mean, it's the way people are. It's like all or nothing and just cancel anything you don't like. I don't think that guy had any ill intentions. I think he spoke from a place of like,
I think like
he meant well, but
I think he meant well.
Yeah.
And I talked to him afterwards, and one thing he said is that he was extremely nervous.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I don't think he had ever done a podcast before. And so he also didn't know like what kind of questions I was going to ask or like what to expect or anything like that. So he was nervous. And so his answers seemed weird. Like they seemed like he had kind of thought him up on the spot. And
yeah.
which he might have. But the thing is, like, I felt like people were digging into the conversation. Like he said this about Lansing being like a fork in the swamp or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm just like, that's not what he meant. Like,
Right.
he was talking about like on a bigger scale, like in Michigan, it's just like people drive through Lansing and they don't stop.
Yeah. Yeah, I agreed with that. And yeah, it's trying to like recall like facts and items. I remember you asked me like how much trash goes into the Great Lakes, and it's like, I don't know that off the top of my head. I know it's in the millions, but it's not like anything I can recall and get it like down to the T right.
Right. Yeah, I wasn't. The thing is, like with that episode with him, I was not expecting any hate. In fact, like for a week after I posted that episode, it got like no attention.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh, that's interesting. And so, and then like all of a sudden on a Monday, I was like, what's going on? Like my views shot up, and then Shannon started commenting all over it. I'm like, oh boy, this isn't good. And then,
it's not, but it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, people get mad about being canceled or whatever, which I wasn't even canceled. You can't cancel somebody who's uncancelable. Like, it's not like I have a network or something.
We're still here.
Like, I'm still doing this. You're not stopping me from doing it. But the thing is like, when you get like bad press or bad attention, it doesn't feel good.
Right.
And so, but what people don't realize is when that happens, it just blows up your platform. Like, the video went from 13 views to like now has like 228 views.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty high.
I was
for
trying
a
to
city
think of
politician.
something controversial to say so we could get
You want to get controversial?
I don't know.
We can do it.
We could get controversial.
Yeah, what do you think about Jason Aldean?
Oh, I haven't heard the song. I don't know.
You haven't heard it?
It's like I saw the headlines, but
it's actually pretty crazy. I think it's crazy.
It probably is crazy, but yeah, I've done zero research aside from reading a headline, and so honestly, I know.
But that's a respectable response, because like most people will just jump on board
a hate train because from one headline.
Right. They're like, oh, he's a racist.
He's a racist. I didn't read the article. I have zero idea what's going on. And
yeah, it's a crazy time. Like, we live in a time where if somebody doesn't like what you say or what you do, then they want to get rid of you. Yeah. And they want to ruin your life. And it's a problem, I think. But the thing is like, it doesn't ruin your life, because then people want to defend you, and then people come to support you, and then they subscribe to your channel, they start listening to all your music, and then they're just like, oh, fuck them. Fuck those people.
It's hard too, because you have your supporters and the people that want to cancel you, but there's like no bridges being built to like merge people. We're still dividing the country.
But we're not focused on real issues.
Exactly. And that's the problem. Like, I think we could point out the real issues, what we agree are problems, and start the conversation from there on how to make it better.
Right. Yeah. I mean, but that takes work, and it's a lot more fun to hate on somebody. It's a lot more fun to hate on somebody.
Oh yeah, true.
I went last night and seen the movie The Sound of Freedom.
Oh. I haven't heard of that one.
You haven't heard of that?
No,
Oh,
it's
that's
been
a really good
Barbies all over my feed.
So the Barbie movie is interesting. I didn't even know there was a Barbie movie out until I went to the movie theater, and then every girl's wearing pink.
Yep.
People are walking in with blankets. I'm like, what's with the blankets? Like literally everybody had a blanket. And I'm like,
why?
I don't know. What's with the blankets?
I don't get that.
Should we Google that?
Maybe. So Barbie and blankets? I mean, I know she had her Malibu dream house with the bed, and I was like, but that doesn't make sense. I mean, to bring a blanket unless you get cold in movie theaters in your skimpy Barbie dress.
Maybe that's the case.
Maybe that's it. You're wearing you're all Barbied out, and theaters are cold, but yeah, unless there's like some sort of theme, I have no idea.
Let's see. I'm going to Google it.
Barbie blankets. I was looking on the screen and I was like, I want to see your results.
Let's see here.
Why is everyone so damn excited about the Barbie movie?
That's a funny headline. I'm going to have to click on that one.
Right.
This is a preview of our pulp culture newsletter. The Daily Beast, obsessed. Okay, I don't care about that part. I remember when the first Harry Potter film came out. Okay, I don't care about your thoughts of Harry Potter. Let's see here. Okay, maybe this wasn't a good article.
Good headline though. Got us to click.
It did. It did. They succeeded
Props
in that.
to you people.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. All right, people going to see the Barbie movie. If you brought a blanket, tell us why.
Yeah, it was weird because literally everybody had a blanket. My wife's like, why do they have a blanket? And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe they don't want to get cold. And then I started looking around and I'm like, everybody has a blanket. Why? This is weird.
I don't know.
It's really weird.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go find that out now, just because. So, anyways, you said you saw the Songs of Freedom.
The Sound of Freedom.
Sound of Freedom.
So the Sound of Freedom is about it's about this guy who worked for Homeland Security.
Okay.
And he ended up going on a mission. He was in charge of putting together operations for saving trafficked children and going after pedophiles.
Oh.
And he ends up coming across like this ring, like a pedophile ring, bust a guy, and then it led to him saving a kid. Like the story that the movie The Sound of Freedom is just one operation that he's done. Mm-hmm. But that operation specifically, this dad dropped his daughter and his son off at it was like a talent show type of thing.
Okay.
And they told him, come back at 7:00. They told the dad to come back. He wasn't allowed to be there. So they like start taking pictures. They start videoing the kids. There was a bunch of kids. And the dad leaves, comes back. Everybody's gone. Kids just disappear. So this guy gets put on this mission to find the kids. Mm-hmm. He found the son, and the dad begs him to find the daughter.
Yeah.
And the whole movie is him trying to. He's in this operation in Colombia. I think they were from Honduras, and he's trying to get the daughter back. And she was sold to like a kingpin, like down in the swamp, like in the swamps of like Colombia or something.
Yeah.
But it's a extremely compelling story. It's a true story, completely true. And there's a lot of controversy around it too.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to paint the guy who, the main guy, his name's Timothy Ballard. Mm-hmm. They're trying to paint him as like a QAnon conspiracy type of person. Mm-hmm. But like everything that he's done has been filmed. That he films all his operations, and they're trying to say that the things that he's portraying in the movie aren't quite as extreme as what he's making them sound like, because they in the movie they paint a picture where there's a lot of elite people involved in this.
Yeah.
Which clearly there is with the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing. Like there was a whole island dedicated to this. And Jeffrey Epstein had ties to Bill Clinton. He had ties to all these other people that were significant people. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden he dies in prison from hanging himself, which we all know wasn't true, because everything that correlates to his death is consistent with him being strangled.
Mm-hmm.
So, conspiracy, but
Yeah. There's the controversy for
there's the controversy.
And then I'm like, wait, no.
Cancel. But no, so the movie was really good. It's a true story. Yeah, I don't know. I recommend seeing it.
Okay. Yeah, I have to get my butt back to the movie theater. But I think the last one I saw was Cruella de Vil.
How was that?
It was good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Meant to go see The Little Mermaid. It's like, I don't get like the ads like I used to reminding me to go to the movie.
My wife was just saying that. She's like, I don't see anything for movies.
I don't think about it. And yeah, I know like that got a lot of good press too. And so I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to see it. Okay, maybe I'll do that after this. Because I haven't been.
It's crazy because we went to the movie theater and we bought 2 drinks, just 2 large drinks, and it was $15. And our movie tickets were $22. And I'm like, how is our drinks almost just as much as a movie ticket?
Maybe that's why I haven't gone.
It's expensive.
Entrepreneurs are poor.
Yes.
That's my other thing too. It's like I think about it and then I'm like, I'll wait till I get money.
So I'll just not enjoy life until then.
I enjoyed life last night, okay?
True. So being an entrepreneur, like how do you, because you're obviously limited on resources, you're limited on not maybe time, but like how do you enjoy life? Like because like for me, like somebody who works full time, like obviously my paycheck's consistent, but I'm still an entrepreneur. Like I'm still doing it, but my livelihood is not dependent on that yet. So like my way of life hasn't changed really, but for somebody that is just all in at this point, what is free time and like going out on the town type of thing look like for you?
This year has been really tough. Like when I quit everything last year, I had a decent savings built up and I wasn't as deep as I am now. So it was a great old grand time. Like last year, like I saw me and Aaron's like first video from last year. I was like, wow, I look so not stressed. I was just so optimistic and I still am. But like I said, I have like those little Rapunzel vibes where it's just like, oh dear God, what am I doing? It's like, it's almost August. I don't know how I'm going to pay rent at this point. And I do keep going back and forth where it's like, I am qualified for like a regular 9-to-5 job and I could get like a regular paycheck for a little while. I think about it and I'm like, no, like that's how stubborn I am. So in my time, like I've end up cleaning churches because basically it's a very flexible schedule. I'm allowed my hours, and as long as it's clean by Sunday or any other event, like I'm good. But that's not paying enough. And so I'm thinking about other side hustles I could do, but then people say, well, at that point, you might as well just have a 9-to-5. But at the same time, they're not as flexible as what I have now. Because with a 9-to-5, they'd be like, oh, you have a meeting, use vacation time, like make up that time later. And it's just like, I can't. So it's like, I have a kid to worry about too. And
yeah.
So I don't know. Why'd
you pick such a difficult business?
Because I'm so stubborn. I do this to myself all the time. I've actually been compared to a black cat where like I am in free fall, and my mom has said she's like a cat. She just always lands on her feet. But at the same time, I'm like, how many lives do I have? I'm like, is this number 9? Is this it?
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, it's like this summer has flown by, and I haven't done a lot except for go to Pod Meets World. It's like I haven't even really been to like one of the big beaches yet. Luckily, my sister rented a cottage and she asked me up to dog sit, and so I got one night for free for dog sitting because her and her husband wanted to go jet skiing, and the place they were doing it was like over an hour away, and they didn't want the dog to ruin it, Airbnb or anything. So did that. Yeah.
So do you find like a lot of like just free type of events, things like that, things locally going on?
It's like, actually, I haven't even really tried. It's like I am working Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Tuesday, Thursday, I have various meetings and I try to do something on my laptop. And then, I don't know, the day just goes by. It's like they say, as you like get older, like time flies, and it really is. And like I said, it's like summer's almost over and I'm like, shit, it's going to be August. It's like I need to go do something.
Yeah.
But
time definitely goes by a lot faster when you're older. Mm-hmm. I'll be 30 in September.
Yeah, shut up. I'm 35. But that's okay. Last night I was 12 and it was great.
Yeah, we last Saturday took the day off of work. We were supposed to work, and we went to Junk in the Trunk had a ribbon cutting.
Oh, nice.
For their new location. So we went there. I actually got that skull there with the horns.
Sweet.
And yeah, got that there. And then we went to the Meridian Township farmers market to try to get food, and there really wasn't much there. Aaron was there.
Yeah.
We got some muffins. Yeah, I love her muffins.
Did you have anybody assigned to butter your muffin?
No. Nope. So we
bummer.
got some muffins. We left because there really wasn't much to eat, and then went to High Caliber. Took the kids on the mini go-karts, which that was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. But I did the mini go-karts with my kids, and I look ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah, I look ridiculous. There's a video. I'll show you later.
Okay.
There's a video. I look like this. Like I'm just like in it like this, and I'm just like I don't know. It's completely ridiculous. But as I was passing like this little kid, he's like, "Hey, you're not supposed to be racing." But
yes, you are.
I beat those little fucks and I got first place.
There you go.
That's what you need to do. You need to race little kids.
Exactly. Oh my God, that reminds me. My friend had an open house because she's going back to college later in life to go to med school, and so she has 5 kids. Ooh. And so for like her little party open house for all the kids, she rented a bounce house. Did the adults go in the bounce house? Yes, we did. But then like kids get in there and they're like, "Hey, there's old people in there," and like me and my friend, we looked at each other. We're like, "Excuse me." And they're like, "Not you, the other older people." I was like, "That's right."
Kids are so relentless and they don't care.
No, they don't.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's funny. But
what's crazy is like I remember being like a young kid and thinking like when my parents were 30, like that's so old.
Right.
And then now I'm 30 and I'm like, I don't feel like I'm like that age. Like,
no.
I mean, maybe it's because my lifestyle is also different.
Right.
But like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem the same.
And I don't feel 35 at all. It's like with my shorts and everything. Like I used to watch like What Not to Wear on TLC. I'm like, am I too old for this? And then I was just like, they still fit.
There's a show of What Not to Wear.
It's an old show. It was like with Stacey London and Clinton Kelly. And it was, they did that back in the day when I was a kid watching adults dress like kids.
Oh, okay.
And then they would go correct them because stuff would be too small or like, I mean, I get it. There's some outfits where,
at what
it
point,
ages you.
At what point in adulthood do you think you should stop wearing certain stuff? Like what kind of things do you think you shouldn't be wearing?
When they don't fit and you've got holes in them. Like,
yeah, but people buy jeans with holes in them.
Well, there's like the intentional holes, and then there's like holes in the crotch and other places.
Well, I mean, obviously you should throw things out then.
Yeah.
But like style wise, like when you see like young people wearing certain things and then you see like an adult wearing that, you're like,
yeah,
I don't know. Something doesn't seem right here.
Yeah. I would say like, because you can tell like when something doesn't fit to the point where it almost looks uncomfortable for that person to wear. So definitely that, like, let yourself breathe, people.
I don't know. I wear short shorts and tank tops every day.
Yeah. I was like, that's been my whole summer get up because like I said, I'm cleaning. And so, it's athletic shorts and grunge t-shirts like all day long. So
I used to get made fun of at work for wearing short shorts. Like, and they're not even that short. It's not like my butt is hanging out.
Oh, but they're like shorter.
Yeah, they're shorter. They're like above my knees.
They're
like running shorts, like 5-inch seams.
Yeah.
Like people would make fun of me for wearing short shorts. I'm like, so?
I like those ones.
You assholes are hot. I'm not.
Right. Or are you? And they're not.
That's true. That could be the case.
Yes.
But like, it does not look comfortable to me when you see somebody who is, for one, heavier, and then they're wearing cargo shorts that go down past your knees. Like, that just seems like too much weight.
Yeah. Oh, the pocket depends what you put in your pockets.
Somebody told me that cargo shorts are not in style anymore.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It reminds me of like my time in Italy because I was used to the guys here like wearing like the baggier shorts, and then over there it was like more tailored. And I remember like I first arrived and I had like a gay friend, Tyler. He's like, "Hey Kendra, find me like a guy." And I was just like, dude, my gaydar is so off here. I was like, this is a new culture. All the men look good. They have their shirts ironed and it's like tailored. I was like, I don't know.
It is crazy, like the difference in cultures. And
yeah.
I mean, like, what is, I mean, obviously, because that's more of like a prep type of like style.
It is like you're right, yeah, prep style. And so, yeah, it was.
So, like, what would America be?
I don't know.
Because I feel like we have a good mixture of everything.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. But like my typical image of the American guy, like what I see, it's like, I can almost like picture like their seasonal wear, like you said, like with the cargo shirts, like a State or UFM shirt and probably a baseball cap. And if they dress up, it is like those shorts with a polo shirt.
I don't like polo shirts.
Yeah.
It looks too church boy to me. It does. Like, because I used to have to wear polo shirts to church on like a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Or like we would go to do this this event like every now and then. It's called witnessing. So you go door to door, like witnessing to people.
Yeah.
And so you'd have to wear like khaki pants.
Yeah.
And then like a polo shirt.
Yeah. That's
talk about a dweeb. like if somebody showed up at my door looking like that, I'd be like, nah, get out of here.
Yeah. But that's what I imagine. Like guys that dress up nice here are like in the polo shirts and khakis or like the nice dress pants. And I think my best example for like the females is like going to MSU campus during the winter, leggings, Ugg boots, and North Face jackets.
Yeah, that's pretty basic.
Yeah.
I don't embrace any of those stereotypes at all. I try not to. I don't like to.
Yeah.
I think like for me, like when I dress up, I don't even like wear a collared shirt. I wear like a nice like flannel or something.
Yeah.
Or
oh yeah, that's the other one for the cider mill in the fall.
Yeah,
everybody
that's
has
basic.
the flannels and the boots.
Yeah, why?
Yeah, last year I went to a baseball game and I wore one of my summer dresses and I felt so out of place. Like I was standing in line. I was like, everybody was like wearing the same thing because like, you know, the trend was like the crop tops and the shorts and like those sneakers. And then there's me in my dress and I'm like, I feel like I did not get like the dress code.
You're definitely out of the loop on that one.
Oh, that's okay.
The cider mill, like their donuts and cider is like there's nothing like it.
Right.
It's like the best.
Yeah, it's a good once a year.
I don't even like donuts really, but
yeah, it's
but those are good.
My taste buds have definitely changed, and so now I'm like, oh, that's too sweet. You put what in that? But yeah, the simple cider mill donuts are good.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you eat like pretty much a vegan diet, right?
Yeah, vegetarian.
Vegetarian. So you do eat meat then?
Vegetarians don't really eat meat. I mean, I have.
Don't vegetarians go off the rails a little bit?
I've been off the rails like a little bit because like when I did
what does
splurge,
going off the rails mean for you?
It means I'm on vacation or I'm on my period and I have a craving.
So when you are having a craving or something, like what does that look like?
Cheese curds.
Oh, so it's an animal product.
Yeah, it's the cheese curds from Culver's. They get to me.
Yeah, they're the best. We had them the other day.
Yeah. And then it was Virginia Beach when I took my daughter, like before I was super duper poor. I mean, you're by the ocean. You got to have like seafood. And yeah, I was talking to a friend about it too. Yeah, it's like when I'm traveling, yes, I want to try certain things. I still think my big thing is like, I still don't want to support like factory farming or anything. So if you're like, gonna eat something, eat the quality meat from regenerative farms, people who are doing it right and not.
Do you know if there's anybody in Michigan that does regenerative farms?
I don't know. I think the best bet is the people at the farmers market, but I don't know if they identify as regenerative farms or not.
Well, there's a certain way that you have to farm.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like, I know I watched it on that, but now I can't even explain it. So I'm like, but yeah, that would be the best bet though.
So when you were in Virginia Beach, what did you eat? You ate fish, obviously.
The crab sandwich and calamari.
And how was it?
Actually, it was kind of a letdown.
Really?
The crab I don't know. Yeah.
I don't like calamari. I've had it once, but it's kind of like, I don't know.
Where did you have it though?
I couldn't even tell you.
Was it
It's been so long.
by the ocean or?
No, it was in probably Lansing.
That's probably why.
But I like sushi. Have you had sushi?
Yeah. I mean,
I love sushi.
I mean, I spent a good majority of my life eating whatever. So yeah.
So what made you change your mind? Or like what made you want to eat vegetarian, vegan?
It was actually trying to go package free. And so like obviously animal products and everything have packages. And so I saw online.
Doesn't
like,
everything have a package?
No, not your produce. You bring your reusable produce bags and then you go to Horrocks with your glass jars and you refill. Yeah. It's mostly like plastic packaging. So like my flour and oils and spices, I think that's my leeway right there. So yeah, I ended up doing this vegan challenge just to try to not buy animal products. And it started off a little bit rough because I was like, I don't know what to eat. And so, yeah, I slowly started learning new recipes and everything. And during that month, I felt amazing. Like, it was so easy going to sleep. It was great waking up. I felt like Buddy the Elf when he got a full 45 minutes. I was like, good morning. And yeah, it was great. And then I think it was because, too, I was like on a more whole foods diet. I wasn't doing the processed vegan, vegetarian stuff. So I was feeling extra good. And so now, yeah, like when I do it, I have some of the processed stuff. I'm like, man, I really need to do that whole foods vegan thing again because I felt amazing.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be the best way to go, right? I mean, the problem is with like a vegan diet or a vegetarian diet is the processed stuff because, I mean, that stuff's just as bad.
Right. Like Oreos are vegan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they also have glyphosate in it.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And all those other funky things.
Yep. Which makes it addictive.
Yep.
Which makes you not want to stop eating it.
Yep.
Yep. I love Oreos.
I know. I point that out to my daughter too, because like I get that stuff like once in a blue moon, like for a special occasion or for a sleepover, and she like downs a family size bag of chips, like her and her friends, and they finished like a family pack of like Oreos, something that I was just like, oh yeah, they'll have a few tonight. I can wake up and have some tomorrow. No, gone along with the chips and like the whole Blaze pizza. I got them.
I respect it.
And so, but we do talk about that. It's like, yes, I let her eat that. And I'm just like, do you understand why I don't buy this all the time? And I talk to her as she like goes through a half bag of chips and I'm like, Elodie, pay attention about how addictive that is. And then we have that conversation and it's just like, yes, you had like probably more than a serving size. We need to clip it up and put it away, like both of us, because if we leave it on the couch right next to us, it is gone.
Yeah.
And so
absolutely.
It's an open conversation in our house about how it's a sometimes thing and notice how you're still like grabbing and eating and it's not good to be doing all the time.
No, it's not. I mean, and that's why like when you have chips or something, you should just, well, honestly, the best way to do it is like weigh it out.
Yeah.
That's what I do with pork rinds every single day. I take a couple pork rinds to work.
Yeah.
And what I used to do was like fill like a sandwich baggie full of them, stuff it. I'd stuff it full and I'd eat it like with my lunch. Like I'd have my lunch and then eat that. But then I was like, I think I'm overeating.
Yeah.
So I started weighing it out and it's significantly less, significantly less. I'm like, wow, I was like way overeating. And ever since then, like I feel fine. Like I don't feel stuffed. I feel good. Like,
right.
Like it's not bad to eat things that are not necessarily great for you, but it's, you got to do it in moderation too.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with like Oreos. They're so addictive that you can't do it in moderation. You eat like one or two and you're like,
yeah,
I need it. I need more.
It's a problem too. And then I noticed like how it's not as filling. Because like I said, I went up north with my sister and I was just like, oh yeah, I'll just eat what they have. And like I remember having like a bagel and cream cheese while I was there, and it wasn't as filling as like some of the whole foods. Like I ate that thing and I was just like, okay, there's 100 some calories, but I feel like I've also eaten nothing. They make it addictive. They make it feel like you're not full.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you keep eating and eating.
That's what glyphosate does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes
and
you keep eating.
It's so crazy. Like when you're thinking about it and you're aware, and it's just like, yeah. I was like, okay, yeah, this is why I don't spend money on this stuff, because it's gone in 5 seconds. It's like bad for our health. It makes us sick, and I'd rather spend a little extra money now, although I think my lifestyle is actually cheaper than buying processed foods. But
I think, seeing the thing is, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with it if you do it in moderation. Like, even if you choose to buy it and eat it like once a week, like, at least moderate what you're eating. That way, like, it doesn't become it's not a custom norm. You're not like, your body's not adapted to it. It's not addicted to it, and you're not craving it. Because once you get to that craving part, like where you're like, oh man, I want some Oreos right now. Yeah. The thing is, like, your body only craves what you put in it. So once you get to the point where your body's like, I want some Oreos, then that's the problem. Because then you don't stop. At least that's how it is for me.
I mean, I could see that. I mean, I like cheese curds. But yeah, like that's what I do with my daughter too. And that's why I introduce it into our house, because I don't want to be known as like the crazy psycho mom who never lets her kid have anything. And then, like, you know, she moves out and goes completely off the rails. Like, that's why we have it. Sometimes we talk about it. We notice how our habits change when it's in the house. And I just hope for the best, cross my fingers, and when she's 18, has her own money and does what she does, and all I can say is I tried.
yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. We're 51 minutes in. So before we wrap this up, we have 9 more minutes. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to promote?
Okay. I have not crossed any T's or dotted any I's. So like I said, I got that variance template from Pennsylvania. The goal for 2024 is to be in the Mikado Club in downtown Lansing. So that is currently what I'm working towards.
So is that when it opens up in 2024?
Yeah, the goal is like spring 2024. They said in their dream world, they'll have all interested vendors applied and like set in stone by this October. So it's going to be like 15, 16 different food concepts. So they want to pull me in because they want to showcase what a downtown capital city should have.
So something like that would be probably ideal for your kind of service, because even if somebody's going there for takeout, they can put it in a different container. But if they're eating it there, then they can put it in that reusable, and then they just recycle it somewhere in there, and then they can just take it and wash it. What's that?
We're reusing, not recycling right away.
Well, you're recycling if you're reusing it, right?
No,
you're recycling.
Recycling like goes to a facility, it gets melted down into something new. Reusing it is keeping it as is. Okay.
Okay, well, reuse it. They could put it somewhere like in the food court, and then somebody comes and collects it and then washes it in their facility, so it doesn't leave the building. Yeah. That would work for the food code, right?
I mean, that's like regular dishes though.
Have you thought about, it is like regular dishes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. But it's still, I see what you're saying.
I mean, it works. We also talked about catering events. Catering, because like it stays in a location, and then it could easily come back.
Right. Have you thought about the Lansing Shuffle?
One of my mentors sent or is going to send an email to one of the developers. I didn't realize those people were out of Detroit.
I thought it was the Gillespies.
Oh, I don't know. Well, maybe they're working with Detroit people.
Huh. I don't know.
Oh. I don't know. They said they would email their people and have them call my people, which is me.
So you are trying to get in there then?
Yeah, like I said, that's a goal. And then for the makers, they're going to have like a little shop and everything. So if you're like making salsa or anything, they'll have a little storefront for you to sell. And then, yeah, I think the maker space is going to be more geared towards catering, food trucks. It's going to be in the downtown Nat building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
isn't that the Makata Club?
Yeah, that's the future home. Yeah.
That's what they're calling. That's what they're calling the makers.
Or, yeah, there's like the restaurants and then the food makers. So you're going to have like 5-ish restaurants and then the rest are going to be makers, which is going to be like a kitchen prep space for, like I said, food trucks, catering, and anybody who wants to sell their products in stores.
Interesting. So the food trucks will just go inside the building. Like the people will just make their stuff inside.
Yeah, prep whatever they need to prep, load up their truck and go to their event.
Okay.
Yeah, I was confused too when they said food trucks, but like...
I thought, when you first said, I thought like food trucks would be parked along the side or something.
That's what I envisioned too, but now that it was explained, I'm pretty sure it's prep and then put it in the truck and then go to their event.
So are these like common use areas, like kitchens? Or will like certain restaurants rent certain spaces?
I think there was a map. It's still not done yet. So I think it's going to be common shared.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not done yet. So I'll keep you posted.
Have you thought about that with food trucks?
Yeah, that was another option too. Cause like at the farmer's market too, they were also interested. And so just fill it, kind of do like a picnic vibe and just plop it in there because that could work too, possibly.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you thought about that?
Yeah, lots of thoughts. Yeah, I have lots of mentors. Yeah, lots of thoughts, lots of fun.
Do you know who's a really good food truck? Is the Precious Piani? They were at the food market. Once.
Was that when I saw you?
Yeah.
With Aaron and yeah.
Yeah, they have that trail, like that horse trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Their food was good.
I'll try that next time I see
had
them.
Tacos. They had meat in it and
eggs.
No. Do you eat eggs?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. One of them had eggs and it was really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
You have to.
She's actually coming on the podcast too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
When she's coming?
The day I'm supposed to run my marathon, so I need to reschedule.
You can run and do a podcast. Just have her run with you and run and talk. You should keep pace.
I could probably do that.
Oh, totally.
That actually would be a fun thing to do, I think.
Yeah.
I actually thought about that. Like, if I could get somebody to video it,
yeah,
like run with me, I have the microphones. I could just clip on a microphone.
I got a bike.
You might crash.
Probably.
You'll need like a tandem, somebody else behind.
Oh, that's an idea. Yeah. That'll work.
Yeah. I did think about doing something like that. I think it'd be fun, but I don't know.
We still got to do our vlogging story.
Yes, we do. And I actually haven't done anything with any of the vlogs that I did film, except for one or two.
Okay.
Two.
Well, we'll get there.
Yeah. It's just time.
Yeah.
Too much time. Like, and now I'm working 10 hours a day.
Ugh.
For who knows when. And I'm working Saturdays. And it's like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do any of this?
See, you might get to the point where you just say, fuck it, and come clean churches with me.
And the idea is I was going to quit GM this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was going to go all in. Mm-hmm. I just haven't.
It is terrifying because that's like when my low points like come. It's like, okay, what, like in this free fall space, it's like, yeah, I have some money, but again, I don't know how I'm going to pay rent in like a week or so. But in the end, I know I always find a way.
Right.
But yeah, that free fall of finding the next step is like oh shit, what did I do?
Yeah. I mean, I think if you believe in yourself and you put the work in, you can honestly do anything you want to do.
Right.
And everything else is just a product of like hard work.
Yeah, I think that's what it is too, because like everything I've done so far, I keep showing up for myself and everything has just fallen into place. Like I went to that city council thing like with the church and I ended up meeting somebody who's actually helping with the Makata Club who's running for city council. And she's like, oh, we're going to probably be crossing paths a lot. And then to like keep doing what I'm doing and posting my journey and just having somebody reach out to me and send me everything for like a variance and just to have like the Makata Club like lined up as a perfect opening to have potentially like 15 possible clients from the get-go. And so I was like, this doesn't happen. It just seems to be falling into place.
I think your business would have been perfect, like right before COVID.
Yeah.
Like right as COVID was hitting, they probably would have been like, yeah, we need to update the food code because this will help restaurants. But no.
Yeah. Well, it's still going to work. It'll
still work. I just think that like you would have had a better like start from like the public health standpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah. From like the officials, they would have been like, yeah, this is something we have to do.
Right.
But
I mean, like I said, everybody's been super supportive, and
a
lot of them don't realize it's a restriction unless you work for Ingham County Health or are familiar with the 2009 food code, which is very far and few between.
Oh my gosh. Well, I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks.
And yeah, you're doing it. You're still doing it.
I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm not giving up because I see the end result and it's going to work.
When was the first time you were on this podcast? Was that like a year ago?
Yeah, I think a year ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And so you've been on like, this is your third or fourth time?
Third with you. I did another one last week, maybe it was Wednesday. I have another one coming up Tuesday. Oh, and before Pod Meets World, I did meet with like another refill shop, and she runs Walking Lightly in Ferndale. And so she's also going to connect me with Make Food Not Trash, I think is what they're called, in Detroit.
Oh, wow.
Because I do also want to launch some zero waste cooking classes with like 4 different themes: reducing food packaging, reducing food miles, finding more efficient ways of cooking using less energy, and cooking with food scraps. And so that's actually what these people do. They go around and take the scraps from the kitchen, and they have like professional people who can make meals and serve them to people.
Wow.
So
when do you plan on doing something like that?
She's going to send out an introduction email, and yeah. Soonish.
Cool. And when you do that, will that be on your website? Like how does one sign up for that?
Yeah, I'll probably do like some social media websites. I mean, I got to finish my website. Yeah, it'll be listed somewhere. I'll probably be like, hey, David, can I get back on your podcast to promote this? And
we can do it.
Yeah, so something like that. So yeah, just keep following, and yeah, more updates to come soon, and hopefully bigger things in 2024.
Awesome. I love it. Thanks for doing it, Kendra.
Thanks.
This was fun, as always.
As always.
I feel like I was exhausted during this and like just trying to mentally think of things, but I think it was fine.
It's always fine. We always just talk.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we did it.
Go run.
We're an hour and 2 minutes in.
All right.
Cool. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Yeah.